EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
NASCAR Thunder 2003.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the bottom, digging hard.
Martinsville Speedway is kind of shaped like a paperclip. It's got two long straights connected with some super tight corners. Man, the tires and the brakes can sure take a beating here, and so can the fenders. There tends to be a lot of beating and banging on this track. Of course, what do you expect when you put 43 cars on a flat half-mile track? Get ready to use those brakes. These corners are tight, and you need to slow down to just under 65 to make it around them. Start from the outside and get the car to the inside by the middle of the corner. If you get in the corner too hot, there's room to recover, so don't panic. Hit the gas when the track starts to open up, but be careful because the car can get a little loose.
You slacked off too early. You're getting it. Great. You're catching me. You can lay on a little longer coming into the turn. Good. Stay off the line a little
My father won the first NASCAR race here at the Richmond International Raceway in 1953. Back then, this place was a half-mile dirt track, and man, has it changed since then. Now it's 3/4 of a mile D-oval with more fan seating than any other sports complex in Virginia. And with exciting racing that goes on here, I can see why. Richmond can be quite a fun track to race because it has wide groove. Set yourself up on the outside of the track and get your speeds under 100 mph for turn 1. Be careful getting back on the gas when they exit turn 2. There's not much banking and the car can get pretty loose. As you approach turn 3, remember that it's sharper than turn 1.
Get back on it earlier. Ease up a little sooner. You can't drive up there. See what I mean? You slacked off too early. Great. Right behind me. You're catching me. Stay right in my tracks. Sweet. Nice. You'll lose it up there. See what I mean? Good. Follow my tire tracks. Great. You can lay on it a little longer coming into the turn. Follow me. You're getting it. Hug that line. See what I mean? Stay on me. You slacked off too early. catching me. You're getting it. Good. Great. Lower. Sweet. Stay in the groove. See what I mean? You're getting it. Good. Great. Nice. See what I mean? You're getting it. Put it right on the line. Sweet. Stay right in my tracks.
Dover International Speedway is a 1 mile concrete oval with 24-degree corners and 9-degree straights. It's no wonder they call this the Monstrous Mile. It's the fastest 1 mile track in NASCAR Winston Cup Series. It's a tough track to learn the groove. Those walls on the exits of 2 and 4 will sneak up on you. You can run right smack into them if you're not careful. And Dover's got a lot of banking, but the turns are tight and you need to be careful not to hit the wall accelerating out of the corners. You'll need to get the car down to about 145 and keep it there until you're almost out of turn 2. Speed down the backstretch and get ready for turn 3. It's just like turn 1, so use the same technique. Start on the outside, apply the brake, and roll the car down into the turn at 145 miles an hour.
See what I mean? You slacked off too early. Let's not baby the throttle. little longer coming into the turn. You slacked off too early. You can lay on it a little longer coming into the turn. You slacked off too early.
Why should I stick around when no one understands?
Man, if you want a unique racetrack, the Pocono Raceway is the place to be. This thing has 3 corners and 3 straights, and not a single corner is the same. They're each banked a little different, and the straights between them are different lengths. It can be very tough for drivers to learn this track, but once you find the fastest way around this place, it's a lot of fun. There isn't another track quite like Pocono. Each of its 3 corners need to be driven a little different. For turn 1, drive in hard before braking down to about 150. This turn has the most banking and is the fastest on the track. Use the small signs on the side of the track to get your braking points right. Turn 2 has less banking than turn 1, so get on the brake earlier and slow down a little more for it. You'll need to use the entire track here to get the best exit speeds you can. Turn 3 might be the toughest on the track. Set yourself up early and brake down to about 145. Once you've passed the apex, you can get on the gas hard and drift your car out to the wall for a run down the long, wide front stretch. There's a long straightaway here, so be looking to draft when you can during the race.
Great. Stay in the groove. You're catching me. You can lay on it a little longer coming into the turn. Get back on it a little sooner.
There are only 2 road courses each year in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Watkins Glen International is home to one of them. The Glen can be set up several different ways for different types of races. NASCAR uses a layout with 11 corners. The Glen also has some elevation changes along the course. And there's lots of right-hand turns out there, so be careful. Watkins Glen has 11 turns and 7 of them are right-handers. Brake for the first turn just as you hit the 3 marker on the left side. That should get you down to about 75 miles an hour. For the next turn, run up on the gas and get on the inside of the turn. Now get back on the left side of the track for turn 3. If you take the turn right, you can stay on the gas all the way through this turn and the next one. In a race, look for passing opportunities on this long backstretch, but get ready to stand on the brakes just as you pass the 500 marker on the left wall. You need to get down to about 75 miles an hour to go through this chicane. As you leave the inner loop, you can get on the gas a bit, but make sure to brake back down to 95 to take turn 9 correctly. Hit the gas as you come down the hill and make your way over the right side of the track to set up for the last couple of turns. Get hard on the brake when you pass the 300 mark on the right side to get down to about 100 miles an hour for the left turn. Then accelerate for just a moment and tap the brake to get back down to 95 for the last turn.
Sweet. You can't drive up there. You slacked off too early. You can lay on a little longer coming into the turn. You're getting it. Higher. Great. Right behind me. You're catching me. Get back on it a little sooner. Need to tap the brakes a little. You drove it in too hard. You'll lose it up here. a little hot. You slack off too early. Stay on me. You can lay on a little longer coming into the turn. I think you can get a little more out of it. Stay in the groove. Put it right on the line. Get back on it a little sooner. A little too hot. You can lay on a little longer coming into the turn. Let's go. You slacked off too early. Stay right in my tracks. Get back on it earlier. Too much. You slacked off too early. You can lay on a little longer coming into the turn. Groove's up here. Nice. You can't hold the line at that speed. Sweet. You slacked off too early. Too slow. You're getting it. Nice. You can lay on a little longer coming into the turn. You slacked off too early. You're catching me. See what I mean? You'll lose it up here. Sweet.
Why should I stick around when no one understands me?
The New Hampshire International Speedway has made some changes just this year to the track. The inside of the turns have been widened to open up a second groove through the corners. We should see a lot more door-to-door racing here on a track where it used to be very tough to pass. It's still only 1 mile over, so drivers will still have to plan their passing carefully. Now there's just a little more room to pull them off. New Hampshire is like a bigger version of Martinsville. You'll need to get on the brake hard for turn 1 to get your speed under 95 mile an hour. Use as much track as you can by starting on the outside and driving to the inside. There's not much banking, so be careful not to get the car loose. Hit the accelerator out of turn 2, and if you did it right, you should be up to over 150 by the time you need to jump on the brakes for turn 3. Turn 3 is just like turn 1, so use the same technique here.